Hey, it's Clay Trader, and this will be a video chart on ticker symbol OPK. We will take a look at the 30-minute time frame. Real quick, what do I mean by 30-minute in case maybe you're new to charts? Instead of each one of these candlesticks here representing 1 day's worth of price action, which is what you would normally see, each one represents 30 minutes. So while this here may look like several days worth of time, it's actually just today's price action broken down into 30-minute time slices. I like to this time frame. I think that does a good job of telling the quote-unquote story of the price, and then makes mapping out levels of support and resistance a bit easier to see. This one has been getting beat up pretty bad, including today. Although now we have an interesting setup because the price has started to go sideways. Maybe you're thinking, well, geez, Clay, that's setting the bar kind of low. It becomes interesting because the price simply went sideways. Yeah, well, because you got to keep things into perspective and keep context. What do I mean by context? Well, what was going on before today? Basically, the price just falling. I mean, another way you could look at that, probably be a more efficient way, is just, yeah, the price just continued to fall and fall and fall. However, now at least the price has started to go sideways. Now, don't get me wrong, and I wish the market was this easy. Just because the price is going sideways after getting beat up, does that make this a guaranteed bottom? Again, I wish the market was that easy, but no, there's no such thing as a guarantee in the bottom. Does it at least make sense to question whether or not this is some sort of bottom? Yeah, it makes sense at least. Case in point, right there when the price was falling, did it make sense to say, I wonder if this is the bottom? Of course not. The price was just falling. What about right there? Again, of course not. All the price was doing during this section, this time of the chart, was falling. But at least now with it going sideways, it at least makes sense to question whether or not this is the bottom and to question if any sort of bounce could occur. Could it be a dead cat bounce? Sure, but from a trader's perspective, that's still a bounce that could potentially be profitable. And if you've traded long enough, then you've seen stocks where they get beat up really bad and then they can produce some quite attractive bounces. So key first level going into tomorrow is simply just $4.55 for the simple, straightforward reason is that is the current bottom. That is where the bleeding has stopped. Obviously, if the price breaks through 455 and keeps drifting to the downside, then this sideways action meant absolutely nothing. It was just simply a pause on the bears' part before they resume their push downwards. But right now, that's at least how we can kind of monitor whether or not the bears are gearing up for another push downwards or if the bulls are continuing to fight. And again, quote unquote, continuing to fight, I'm defining as staying up above 455. What happens if the price does start to bounce? Where are some of these key levels of resistance at? Initial key level of resistance going to be right up here at $4.85, and then the next key level to keep an eye on from a resistance standpoint, if that 485 can be broken, is going to be that 50 period right there, which is the famous 50 period simple moving average. But before we start talking about doing battle with the 50 period, again, first key level, $4.85. So a lot of volume in this one today. Got some nice sideways price action. So we'll see if the bulls are prepping for a bounce or not.
One of the biggest questions I get is, hey Clay, how do you find the stocks that you trade? So what I've done is put together a free resource guide where I talk about the tools that I use to locate stocks that I find interesting and think may have potential. So if that sounds like something that could add value to you as a trader, then click on the image that is up on the screen right now and I will email you the guide. The guide itself is very short and to the point, and best part, it's completely free. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know if you have any questions.